Have you ever seen this candle before? I'm sure you've seen it like in botanicas or spiritual shops or even online. This candle is used to bind two people together. It's used to keep other people out of your relationship and to keep a person faithful to you. But the thing is a lot of people when I go straight for this candle, and they're not even with the person, or they have like a crush on the person, but they're not like actually involved with them. So they try to bind them to them without having any kind of real connection with them. So oftentimes what happens is you spend all this money trying to do a love binding on someone, and you like go past all the first initial steps that you need to do make in order to form a connection with this person, right? So a lot of times what that requires is like sweetening work, okay? Especially if the person's not really interested in you. There is a lot of work that goes into love work. It's not just doing one candle like this and then wishing for the best, right? There are steps in order to achieve the results that you want. So my advice for anybody who's wanting to do any kind of love work on their own is start with sweetening. And that could be honey jars, working with sugar. You need to kind of form a connection with the person first. You need to at least be their friend first. And then once you form that connection, then you gotta like kind of seduce them. So then you could do like attraction work, right? But if you try to like bind them right away, it's not going to work. At least it's not going to work the way you want it to work. I mean, you might have pretty dramatic effects and results. So start with sweetening. That's my advice to you. And I know there's going to be a lot of people who are like opposed to magic like this. And if you are opposed to magic like this, just kind of like skip this video and don't worry about it. You know, to each their own. But if you are involved with somebody, okay, and I mean, you guys have a sexual relationship, even if it's a situationship, then you have a lot to work with because you're like halfway there, right? So in this case, what you want to do with this candle is you're going to write your name on the gender that you feel suits you the most. So like if you're a feminine in nature in the partner, then you write your name on the feminine candle, and then the male, you write the guy's name on here. You get the idea, right? So, and under here, you're gonna write what you want from the person, and then you're gonna dress it. So, what you want to dress it with is different types of love oils and love binding oils. So you can make your own if you know how to do it and know how to do it correctly, or you can go buy some. You want to anoint. So what you do is you put some oil in your hand and you start from the middle of the candle and you anoint upwards. Then you turn the candle upside down, and then you anoint it this way, right? So then it's been consecrated. It's now a spiritual item. It's no longer mundane. From there, you want to add elements to this other than just the oils, right? So we've anointed and now we got to dress it with elements. So you want to smear honey all over it. So when you're dressing and anointing a candle like this, you always want to pull towards you to pull in that energy, to pull in that person, right? So I would recommend putting honey all over the candle, smearing it. This is a dirty job. You're going to get honey everywhere. And then you want to use the herb, it's called hala hala, and you can put that all over here. You could put cinnamon to ignite passion and for attraction, brown sugar, and then after that, you're going to take a red ribbon, right? And you're going to write the person's first name and your last name. And then your first name and their last name over and over again on the red ribbon. And then you're going to bind it, always binding it to you. So you're wrapping it, tying it up to you, asking for what you want. Now you can burn this all in one sitting, or you can actually, let me just like Turn this camera a little bit more. You can actually burn it over a series of days and work other things around it. The more energy you put into this, the more you're going to get out of it. So personally, if you don't have the patience for it, have somebody else do it for you, or I can do it for you. You want to put the pictures of the people underneath the candle. So if you're the person doing the work and you're trying to get this person, then you're going to put the person's picture on the bottom face up and your picture on top of theirs looking down, right? You can write petitions and put it underneath here. You can even carve out a hole in the candle and stuff it with herbs. But what I like to do is I like to make this the center of a giant working. So you can burn this on top of a jar and have other different candles going on around it. Devote some time. Burn a portion of the candle. I would do it for 5 days. Each day representing the person, one of the person's 5 senses. So day 1 for a little bit of time, day 2 a little bit more time, until you get to the 5th day and just let it all burn out. The more energy you put into the working is what you're going to get out of it. So do your best. And if it doesn't work, do it again. Or find somebody to do it for you who has the patience and the time, who's, find a spiritual worker to do it for you. Because a lot of times that's better, because the person who is working, and it's not like that for everything, but for a lot of love work it is. And what I mean by that is sometimes the person wanting the love work has a lot of desperation in them, and they have a lot of fear of the person not being with them. And so what ends up happening is they put that energy into their work and they can fuck it all up. So sometimes it's better to get it professionally done by somebody who's not emotionally involved with the situation. That's why love work can be tricky, but it's not impossible, and you can totally do it, just have patience and have faith. But these are great candles to use. And there's also like a one for like domination, where one of the partners is on their knees, and it's a purple candle, and you can work domination work on that. So that's just my little tidbit. If you would like a consultation with me, or if you would like to get some work done or a reading, feel free to email me at babylonrising777@gmail.com and get in touch with me and we can talk.